Hello, everybody. She is Furio.
And he's Fillmore.
Together we are
Furious Fillmore.
She's Kinda Cute.
And he's Cranky.
Welcome to our channel.
This guy is Gerry Cheevers. And he is called as Cheesy. Gerry Cheevers played in the NHL from 1961 to 1980. He played for the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Boston Bruins. He played in the AHL for the Cleveland Crusaders. He was a member of a 1970 Stanley Cup team and a 1972 Stanley Cup team. He previously held the Boston Bruins record for most playoff wins with 53 until it was surpassed by Two Caras in 2021. He held that record since 1977. In 1972, he went undefeated in 32 consecutive games, an NHL record that still stands. He played in the NHL and WHA All-Star game. He played for the Cleveland Crusaders in the WHA. He played for Team Canada in the 1974 Summit Series. He is a runner-up for Vezina Trophy with Gilles Gerber. He retired at the end of 1979-80 season. He won 230 NHL games and had 26 shutouts. He was inducted in the Hall of Fame in 1985. He was the head coach of the Boston Bruins after retirement. He was inducted as well as an inaugural member of the WHA Hall of Fame in 2010. In 1971, he published a book called Goaltender. It was about how the Boston Bruins lost in the playoffs to the underdog Montreal Canadiens.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is the mask of Gerald Michael Cheevers, who was born on December 7th of 1940 in St. Catharines, Ontario. We know him as Gerry Cheevers, and his nickname is Cheesy. Before Gerry Cheevers came along, most goalie masks, most fiberglass goalie masks from that generation were either all white or they were all one color. But there was no such thing as putting paint on a mask like we have today, or like we did shortly after this. So as the story goes, Gerry Cheevers hated practice, and he would do anything he could to get out of practice. So one day in a Boston Bruins practice, he took a shot in the face that hit his mask, and he admitted himself that it was a very light shot that wouldn't have done anything, wouldn't have hurt him, would not have cut him. But he used it as an excuse to go to the dressing room to get out of practice. After a few minutes, his coach, Harry Sinden, went back to the dressing room and found Gerry Cheevers having a smoke and drinking a beer. So Sinden looked at him and said, "There's no way that you're hurt. Get back out on the ice." So the trainer, whose name was Frosty Forrestal, took a marker and drew a stitch on the mask where Cheevers was hit, which represented the stitches that he would have received if he wasn't wearing the mask. After that, anytime Cheevers was hit in the mask, on the head, on the face, on the cheeks, in the nose, wherever it was, he would continue the tradition of drawing a stitch wherever he was hit. And he later claimed that the mask probably saved him 150 stitches. This is a replica of the Gerry Cheevers stitch mask, which in 2008, the Hockey News voted as the greatest hockey goalie mask that was ever made. It received 221 votes out of a possible 300. The mask that came in second place was the Gilles Graton mask, Gratuni the Loony, which is the tiger mask or the lion mask, depending on how you look at it, from the New York Rangers, which we'll look at eventually. This mask also came from Russia. Very well done. It also has the Ed Cubberley straps on it. The mask eventually will hang on a wall, so the straps are loose at the moment, but those are the Cubberley straps. If you need any goaltender mask straps, then Ed Cubberley is definitely your man to get them. I've dealt with him numerous times, spoken with him on the phone. We've communicated back and forth with messaging and email. He's very prompt and he does a really good job. I mentioned the other day that he was the maker of the Hannibal Lecter mask from The Silence of the Lambs, but he also made goalie masks for over 40 years. And 12 of those years he was making NHL goaltender masks. And some famous ones that you definitely know of. The Mike Richter Statue of Liberty mask is made by Ed Cubberley. He's made masks for Tom Barrasso and Sean Burke and Ole Kolzig, Freddie Brathwaite, Don Beaupre, Byron Dafoe, just to name a few of them. We used to have an AHL team in our city called the St. John Flames, and we had a goaltender at one time by the name of Andrei Trefilov. And Ed also made a mask for him at one point. Ed's masks are very distinct because on the earpiece is a cutout of the letter C for Cubberley. So if you ever see a letter C on the side of a goalie helmet where the earpiece is, that is an Ed Cubberley mask. So there it is, the most famous goalie mask and the one that started it all with the tradition of painting on masks. This is Gerry Cheevers of the Boston Bruins. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. I hope you like it.
Please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel.
Mabuhay Pilipinas. Mabuhay Canada.
See you next time.
Cheever.
Cheevers.
Cheevers.
Gerry Cheevers.
Gerry Cheevers.
His nickname was Cheesy.
His nickname was Cheesy.
Who makes the straps for the mask?
Ed Cubberley.
Ed Cubberley. What's Ed Cubberley famous for?
For the mask straps.
And what else?
I don't know.
That's a good answer. Ed will like that one. Who's that mask again?
This is Gerry Cheevers.
His nickname is Cheesy.
Gerry Cheevers.
That is the very first mask that was ever made with design on it. See all the ones with all the paint? That's the first one ever that had something other than white or all one color.
What's the design? This?
That's stitches.
He said it's practice long.
It is practice. You ready?
Yeah. He holds the Boston What is it again?
Tuukka Rask.
By to what?
By Tuukka Rask.
What is that?
It's the
To
guy.
Karas?
It's the guy's name.
I really don't know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, guys, but that's historical for sure.
Okay.
I'm itchy. Let's just finish this.
Hold on. Keep it rolling. Hold on.
He played in the Cleveland Crusaders of the WHA. He played for the Cleveland Crusaders in the WHA. I don't know. Oh. Gerber. Like Gerber.
Gilbert.
Gilbert. I thought it's Gerber, like a Filipino baby food. Sorry. He won 230 NHL games. Imagine 230 using this mask. It's not bad. He published a book called Gold Tender. That's a different tender.
Goaltender.
Gold Tender.
Not gold. Goal.
Oops. Gold Tender. Not Gold Tender.
After a few minutes, we used to have an AHL team in our city called the St. John Flames. I lost my thought.